Can I really pass a $100,000 prop firm challenge just by scalping?
Let's go!
Oanda just launched their new prop firm and I decided to put it to the test. Hey guys, Julian here, and in this video, I'm going to be starting a $100,000 scalping challenge with Oanda's brand new prop firm. I'll be documenting my journey day by day, showing you the trades that I take, the results that I get, and most importantly, whether I think this prop firm is actually worth your time and money. The big question is, how long will it take for me to pass this challenge? Or will I even pass it at all? Let's find out. Now, if you like videos like this, I'm going to give you 5 seconds. Help me out by clicking subscribe and also commenting more so that I can produce more videos like this for you guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Without further ado, let's get back into the video. To give you some context, I usually trade with one of the top prop trading firms in the world, which is FTMO, and I've passed their challenges multiple times as well as gotten multiple payouts. Recently, FTMO acquired Oanda, and that's huge news for traders. Why? Because Oanda isn't just any broker. They have been around since 1996 and are one of the most heavily regulated Forex and CFD brokers licensed in the US, the CFTC and NFA. In Singapore, they are licensed with MAS, UK, Australia, and Canada. And with this move, Oanda is now stepping into the prop trading firm space. But unlike most trading firms, they are self-sufficient because they are an actual broker. Now, if you are new to prop firms, here's a quick breakdown. Basically, if you are a skilled trader and you don't want to risk your own capital, prop firms give you the chance to trade with their money. In return, you split the profits. But first, you got to prove yourself by passing their challenges. For Oanda, the challenge I'll be taking is their 2-step classic challenge, where you can choose a virtual account ranging from 5K all the way to 500K. I'll be going for the 100K account. Here are the rules. Phase 1, profit target is 8%. Now, if you pass, you move on. If you fail, you start over. On phase 2, profit target is only 5%, which is actually easier. Pass that and you're officially recognized as what Oanda calls as a signal provider. Now, risk management here is key. Across both phases, you must respect the 10% drawdown rule. For example, if you're on a 100K account, if you drop at any point to below 90,000, you are out. There is also a trailing drawdown, which means that as your account grows, so does the drawdown threshold. For example, if you hit $110,000, your new floor is $100,000. So which means that if you dip below $100,000, you lose. Basically, it's 10% of the account size that you are growing into. Next would be a daily loss limit of 5%. On a 100,000 account, that's $5,000 max in a single day. If you lose that, you are out. So the point of these rules is simple: to prove that you can manage risk like a professional. If you can't, you are not ready to handle other people's money.
It's okay!
But here's the cool part. Once you pass both phases, you will actually be getting a 80-20 profit split. 80% to you, 20% to Oanda. And on top of that, when you hit your first payout, you will even get a refund of the fee you paid to take the challenge. So essentially, if you succeed, you have proven your skills and you are trading risk-free and you get to pocket real profits. Now, if you're looking to try out Oanda's prop firm, I'll put the link down in the description so you can test it out on your own. If you're watching this in September, then you're in for a treat because for a limited time, Oanda is reducing the phase 1 profit target from 8% to 5% for the 5K, 10K, 25K, and 50K classic challenge purchases. And there is a new customer discount with 30% off for any new challenges that you take as well. So just make sure you grab this offer before it runs out. Just a disclaimer, I will be getting some compensation if you use my link at no extra cost to you, and your support will really help grow this channel and enable me to produce more videos like this for you guys. Here's my game plan taking on this $100,000 classic challenge. I'll be using mostly scalping strategies. I'm not going to be setting a time limit for myself, so I could pass this in as little as a week. Or it might even take longer. We'll see. I'll be risking 2% per trade if my balance is above $100,000. But if I dip below that, I will scale back to 1% until I recover. I won't be trading news-related events, and I will stop trading after midnight to keep my discipline tight. So there you go. That is my game plan. I'm excited to dive in. So let's kick things off with day 1 of the challenge. Let's go. Alright guys, so this is day one of our challenge. As you can see, this is our brand new account which I just purchased yesterday. This is a MT5 Oanda Prop Trader account. Account size is $100,000. This plan is a classic phase 1 plan. So there are going to be 2 phases for this challenge. Percentage share is 80%. So you can see right here, this is the Oanda MT5 account and this is the balance of $100,000 and I've already also done the settings. So right now I'm going to analyze the charts a little bit more and then we will actually start placing our trades. So there you go. I've just set up my TP and SL. So let's see if this trade gets taken and we'll update you shortly after. Okay, so I've just played the first trade for this account, but it wasn't the trade that I showed you just now. So this trade that I'm actually taking is not the same one because the trade did not get taken before it reached this area. It actually went up higher already. So what is this new trade I'm actually taking right now? It is actually a sweep of liquidity trade. As you can see right here, the Asian high has just been tapped and I'm expecting price should reach in and then hit all the way down. Now, this may be just a scalping trade because this is a little bit of a high risk due to it being against the main high time frame bias. But it doesn't matter. I'm just going to try to enter, all right, and see what happens out of it. Now, what are some of the confirmations I was actually looking at? Under the lower time frame, I actually entered 3 different entries for this trade right here. The first one was after there was a slight breakout to the downside. Even though this was not really a breakout, but I would say that it was creating some slightly lower lows and lower highs. I actually entered 1 layer right here, and as it began climbing up higher back into this area here, I also entered 1 over here. And also this is after the sweep of liquidity. So we'll see what happens for this trade, but I will consider this setup as failed if it actually breaks my zone up here. M15 closing above as of now, still within the entry zone. So let's wait and see.
A few moments later.
So here's an update to our trade that we took. So unfortunately, the gold decided to spike on us even after the liquidity sweep. It wasn't strong enough to hold and the bulls were pushing up even stronger. No. So we had to take that loss for the first trade. So as you can see, this is our loss from the previous trade, which is about $1,476, making our current balance $98,524. Which means we are down by 1.5% on this account, which I still think that it is still within my risk management. For the next few trades, I will be reducing my risk a little bit. Instead of risking 1.5 to 2% from for the previous round, I will actually be reducing it to 0.5% until we are back to 100,000. This is just to manage the risk a little bit so that we don't go too much into drawdown. So not too happy on what happened based on the first trade, but it is what it is. We'll just move on. Right now, we have our plan in action for the next trade. So I'm going to be looking at the charts, and if there's any other trades that I'll be taking, I'll be updating you on it. So there you go. I just placed the second trade, which is a continuation buy of the 15-minute FVG. And this trade will be valid as long as the 15-minute fair value gap is still respected. I went in after a confirmation this time. After this breakout, pullback executed right here. So let's see if it holds. My target is just a very quick scalp all the way to the upside. If possible, getting a 1:2 risk to reward. So let's see if the trade is able to achieve that. All right, just an update on our trade right now. The trade has given us a very nice 1:2 risk to reward ratio. As you can see, the trade is still running. What I'll do is I will be closing 1 position right now as it's already reaching the all-time high, and then I will leave the next one to continue running to see how far it can go up with break even, of course. All right, so let's do that right now. Let's close some profits. As you can see, $500 profits right now. So I'm going to be setting my break even on this trade so that we run risk-free. So I just want to update you guys a little bit on the second trade. Price went up. I was setting my break-even and also taking partials along the way. When price came down, it actually tapped me out on my break-even before eventually pushing up. As you can see, I managed to recover about $500. So we are right now, they're about 99,000, so still 1% down. So I've just placed my third trade. I did have some points of interest, but price continued pushing up, so I wasn't able to enter. However, since it actually broke past the London high right here, I actually waited for it to come back down into the London high before executing on a quick buy. So this is a trade that I've actually entered right about the London high, and I'm actually going to be expecting for a very quick 1:2 risk to reward. So we shall see if this is able to happen. So just a final update to this trade that we took. This trade moved beautifully, went all the way to my target 3631 before it immediately rejected from that area, giving us a very nice 1:3 RR, even though I moved the stop loss below a little bit. So just to wrap up our current balance for this account, it is 99,754, which means I'm just down by 0.25. Overall, not a bad start to the first day, even though we are down by 0.25. Nonetheless, I felt that we took pretty good trades today. Just because of the first initial trade that we took, they gave us a short roadblock. However, I believe you're able to overcome it. So here's an update for the third trade and also the fourth trade. Let me explain. So initially, the stop loss that I set was 3614. However, I decided to shift it down a little bit, putting it just below this M5 FEG right here. And it was a good thing that I did so, because price actually came in and flew all the way to the take profit area right here. Now, when I shifted the stop loss, I also had intended to shift the TP up to an area that I predicted that go ahead to, which is about 3631. That's the reason why it made sense to shift the stop loss slightly lower, so that this was a very nice 1:3. So we took some partials out here and I set break even. And when price actually came down around 80 pips to retest this area, I actually re-entered the trade again. And so currently I still have a trade which is running around 80 pips. I ended up sneaking in 2 more trades, doing quick scalps in order to end the day in positive. So right here, this is our statistics. You can see this is our current equity. We are up by $136, making us up by 0.1%.
I'm back.
Not too shabby of a day. At least we ended up positive. So let's hope for a better day tomorrow. See you guys. Welcome to the Oanda Prop Firm Challenge Day 2. This is the update so far. We are up by $864. Now you'll be wondering, Julian, where is the trades? I didn't see you enter any trades. How come you are suddenly up by $800? Well, I didn't get a chance to record the video as I was taking the trades. So I'm just going to update you on some of the setups that we took. I actually got in for the buy early in the morning at about 7 a.m. right here. It was a quick scalp because I noticed that market was actually pushing a little bit down, so I just closed the trade at around 3635, around 50 pips movement right here. The trade ended up, flying way higher, but I was out of it at around this area simply because I wanted to go back to sleep. Okay, so that was one of the reasons. Second trade that I actually entered was a buy over here at 3640, somewhere around here. This trade ended up flying up about 60-70 pips. The reason for my entry was very simple. This was H1 and also H4 RBS as well, resistance breakout. Okay, and then it became a support. So that's why I went for the buy over here. Okay, so I just wanted to go through trade 3 and 4 for day 2. It was a very simple M15 SRR. As you can see, SRR, new R. And I just took a very quick scalp up here, which netted me a very nice $214. And another trade that we took, trade 4. This was actually a M30 setup, SRR, break R, new R on M30. So once price came back into this area, it immediately went up. You can see in the lower time frame, there you go. You can see price went up nicely about another 50 pips. So this setup gave me about $471.50. So we finally managed to wrap up day 2 with a positive note. We actually gained about $1,550, but after commissions, the amount was $1,489.50. Means that we are up by 1.5%. This is actually very good news because we still have another 6%, 6.5% more to go in order to complete the phase 1 of this challenge. Welcome to day 3. I'm fast forwarding this trade here so it wouldn't feel so long. Price showed weakness, so on trade 1 I entered sells. However, it was a little scary as the bulls were still strong, and as you can see, it kept pushing higher and higher on the lower time frame. I kept firm with my trade. However, you will see in a bit that when it reached M5 FEG, it immediately bounced out. I didn't get to close my trade on time, so I ended up only taking $391.50 in profit. Wasn't happy with trade 1, so I re-entered the sales on trade 2 and ended up with another $201.50. Day 4, gotta admit, fucked up. Let me tell you what happened. So this morning I had seen this breakout right here and I wanted to go in for a buy. But as soon as I went in for the buy, it completely dumped on me.
To infinity and beyond!
All the way down until here. I had no choice but to close at a loss. And this time I actually went in a few layers all the way until down here and I wasn't able to close until this level right here. This mistake costed me $2,344. Essentially, I wiped out 2 days worth of results just because of this silly mistake in the morning. And that's the reason why I don't really like to trade in the morning. I realized that after so many years of trading, usually I make a lot of mistakes in the morning. Maybe it's just the getting out of bed kind of thing. My mind's not ready for any trades in the morning, but I broke a personal rule of mine and this costed me that. So I could mope about it, I could cry, but the next best thing to do would be to continue on the challenge because think about it, it's just 2%, right? The challenge is not over. I did not burst the account, so I could still get into the game. So that's what I did. My next few trades, I wanted to recover back the losses, but also still maintaining with my risk reward. I didn't want to over leverage and I just wanted to recover back the loss. Again, something similar that you saw on the first day as well. Now for the second trade, we actually managed to recover $994. And this actually was a spark of hope.
Yeah, boy.
Because recovering back 1% of the losses. So the second trade was a bread and butter setup of mine. It was the SRR new R buy. The zone was pretty big. I entered somewhere around here all the way until here. But because I was in the mode of wanting to recover as soon as price went up around my first few entries, I decided to close it just in case it would reverse. Price eventually ended up hitting my take profit, but again, because I closed early, I wasn't able to write the profits. So this was what happened in the third trade. The trade was a quick scalp. When the price came back, I entered buy again all the way up here, and the trade gave me about $313. So again, another quick recovery. However, trade 4, tragedy struck again. Now I was getting a little bit overconfident because the buy seemed to work. So right about here and around here, I continue on my buys, wanting to ride the wave up. However, it went all the way down. This time I had stop losses, but this small incident costed me $1,145. So guys, back to square one again. I'm down 2,000 again. Hooray, Julian. So I said, Julian, you need to lock in.
Target locked.
And you need to hold the position slightly longer. Since price broke this area, I decided to go in for some sells. Price came in, tapped into my entries right here, dump all the way. And as soon as it passed the entry, I set my break even. I was expecting it to come down to this area. That's why I was actually holding in on for longer. Unfortunately, price did not, but decided to reverse. And therefore, this trade only made me $1,304. After that, it was CPI and price spiked up and down. But the funny thing is this, CPI was at 8:30 p.m. I decided to enter at 8:43 p.m. to be exact. But as soon as I entered two positions, it got closed immediately. And I received an email from Oanda saying that it was a soft breach. And I thought it was funny because the rules actually said that it is only a soft breach if you enter 2 minutes before and 2 minutes after. But I entered 13 minutes after the news. So why was there a breach?
What?
Oanda, if you know, please let me know as well. I tried to reach out to the support to ask, but there wasn't any available agents. The contract says that if you hit 3 soft breaches, it's considered as a hard breach and your account might be terminated. Naturally, I did not enter any more trades, and something that I will be doing from now onwards, no entries maybe an hour into the news. And the trades, even though it was automatically closed, there was still some commission fees that was taken from me, which means more added losses. Not much, but it was $20.50 gone just like that. After minusing the commissions, I was only down by minus $298.75. I essentially closed the gap from losing minus 2.3% to only losing 0.3%. Guess what? Same shit, different day.
What? Oh, come on, man.
So this morning when I woke up, I saw an opportunity. I took it. I went back to sleep. I did set my TP, but when I woke up, the price, it reversed. So this was the setup that I was trying to go for. It was a M30R SS new S. So this would be the entry zone. However, this is no longer fresh because yesterday during the news, it actually took the entry and it went down. However, I was just trying to enter a little bit higher somewhere around here just to try to scalp the top entry down. This M30 here has already closed above, which means the setup is considered to have failed.
I'm gonna kill myself!
I'm going for a run right now, but I just want to quickly update. That's my wife over there. Running. Okay, so anyway, we've recovered by 1.7k, so we've got about $700 more to go. So hopefully we'll be able to end the week strong. We should be possible since we are only down by now 0.7%. So let's do it.
Phew! Danger averted!
Now, before I start trading, I just wanted to share some reflection. So last week was quite a back and forth with me losing money at the beginning of the day and having to spend the rest of the night recovering the loss. Not one time, not 2 times, but 3 freaking times. So this week, I'm just going to be sticking to my plan. No more trading in the morning, that's number 1. Number 2, cut at a 1% loss. And number 3, definitely no trading in the morning. Wait, did I mention that already? Regardless, I don't want this video to be longer than it should, and I aim to wrap it up by this week. Because, come on Julian, it's just 8k target. We've done this so many times before. Anyway, we are off to a good start because this morning we are already up by 1k. Wait, Julian, didn't you just say no trading in the morning? Let me explain. These trades were limit orders set last week just before market close. Come, let me show you. From that, we also had a few other trades right here, which was at the H4 support. There were multiple entries in here, which got taken this morning when price went down. Collected it, went all the way up, and we closed in profits right here. So we ended up this morning with $1,066.39. Since there were some rejections right here, we took a sell all the way down. So since gold was pretty much sideways, I didn't really do much until there was a breakout that happened. Literally, the next trade was this massive move right here. Very simple. This was a H1 fair value gap. Price tapped into this fair value gap, then gave a bullish engulfing in the lower time frame. We just entered all the way up. The final trade was this pullback right here into the H4 resistance. Since there was already a breakout, this resistance now became a support. Grabbed a hold of this advantage all the way up. So this was an amazing day with literally 2% of our target. So today we stuck to the plan and it worked out well. We have FOMC coming up. It's going to be really, really challenging for this week. And I don't really have much time to trade because I'll be traveling as well. I'll be traveling on day 8 and 9 of our challenge, so we'll see if I'm able to do it then. Welcome to day 7 of the Oanda Prop Firm Scalping Challenge. Guys, today has been absolutely amazing, fantastic. I don't know what have you. Right now, gold is at all-time high, literally. And I actually told my students that gold was going to go up to 3697. And I said, hold your trades until then.
Hold it right there, buddy.
As gold broke through all-time highs today, there wasn't much chance to trade because it was literally sideways almost the whole day until London session. So as London session started, there was a breakout, price pull back into this H1 fair value gap. There's a H1 SRR as well, but it didn't take this. It actually took the H1 fair value gap. Immediately flew all the way up to the target that I actually mentioned. This trade alone gave us $1,734. So which was absolutely amazing. And then during the New York session, price was actually coming down. I wanted to actually place a trade somewhere around this area here, but I didn't realize that it was news. Unfortunately, I got a soft reach again, and then the trade immediately closed. So this gave me a minus $7.50. Next trade 3 was amazing. It came back down to our H1 fair value gap, immediately waited for the confirmation at the lower time frame, flew all the way up. So this one also gave us $924.25. The last trade I actually took was me being itchy. Supposed to not overtrade. Because I overtraded, it caused me to have to wait a little bit longer in order to close this trade. Now, what if it had gone all the way down? Then my efforts for today would have been for naught. So again, guys, try to stick to your rules. I should try to stick to my rules. The good news is that we are up by $7,000 already. Just one more thousand to hit our goal of 108,000. Hey, maybe tomorrow would be the day. Let's see how it goes.
You look so funny.
Welcome to day 8 of the Oanda $100,000 Scalping Prop Firm Challenge. And as you saw, I'm currently at a getaway with my family, and you must be wondering, Julian, have you even completed the challenge? If not, why are you slacking off? Well, yes, I did. I took a trade this morning with a profit of $1,006. Simple trade. It was with a sweep of the Asian low right here. Saw a breakout in the lower time frame on M5, so I entered the trade. However, the price played around for the longest time before flying directly to my TP and then came crashing down, which was a good thing because I already took TP. So with this trade, it brings my equity to $108,015.90. And even though my average risk to reward ratio was only 0.58, definitely not the best, but because I have a very high win rate of 78% and a profit factor of 2.05, I am still overall profitable for this scalping challenge. So to summarize, I can say that I've successfully passed phase 1 in just 8 days, even though there was a lot of back and forth during the first 5 days. Definitely took a little bit longer just because of the silly mistakes I made, but hey, I still did it nonetheless. So to share what I've learned, number 1, trade only high quality setups, which means entering trades that you know you have a higher chance of winning the trade. Definitely helps to have a strategy with a high win rate, just like mine, which is about 78% as you saw. Number 2, follow the rules that you've set for yourself, because you notice that every time I break my rules, I tend to suffer from my own mistakes, having to trade longer just to recover from the loss. And number 3, even the best of the best makes mistakes. Now, I don't claim to be the best trader. I also do let emotions get the better of me sometimes, as you can see throughout the challenge. But although you've made mistakes, you just gotta keep going. Failure is not an option, and you only fail when you quit. So now that I've passed phase 1, what do I think about Oanda's new prop firm? And should you even try out Oanda's prop firm. To be honest, I think that it's not too bad really. They do have the option to become a signal provider once you pass the challenge too. But the news trading violation can be a stumbling block, especially for those of you who are not aware of the timing of news. As you saw, I've got myself caught in that for a couple of times. And if you are already a signal provider, 3 times of that soft breach equals a hard breach, which means that your account may be suspended. And also, if you're doing the challenge in September where there's a promotion of a lower trading target from 8,000 to 5,000, which is only available to Oanda's prop firm trading accounts of 5,000, 10,000, 25,000 and 50,000 classic challenges, then you should definitely take advantage of this. I did the 100k classic challenge, so there was no reduced trading target. And if you want to try out Oanda's new prop firm, link will be in the description as well. And if you also would like to see phase 2, comment phase 2 in the chat and I will consider continuing the challenge with you all. And also, if you like videos like this, consider subscribing and liking. And if you want to see how I catch 200 pip moves during a live trade, then watch the video somewhere around here and I'll see you really soon. Bye bye.